ask that the highest message comes through me now, and that all who needs to receive this message receive it. I'm going to start today by reading a poem that I wrote called The Snake. I feel space and time unfold together with every breath I take. I wonder more what this life is for. Is it real or is it fake? It's real for now, but not long lasting. It's like the shedding of a snake. From deep inside, the old comes out with the new right in its wake. It discards the old, but truth be told, the feelings it cannot shake. To hold on to the old and turn it into gold is sure to put the ego at stake. But to shed the ego and go with the flow is to live a life truly awake. And it's here, between space and time, that I realize I am the breath and not the snake. Now with that, I would like today's message to be about that shedding. A message from the snake about the process of shedding the old to make way for the new. Of taking on the old and turning it into something new. And of transcending both the old and the new to realize that you are the old and the new. And you are what breathes life into the old and the new. Okay, I'm going to pull from this ancient Egyptian tarot deck to start with. And the card that was stuck in the box was the High Priestess reversed. So maybe feeling a little shrouded by the veil right now. Feeling a little disconnected from her intuition. Oh, and something just fell out. And the Chariot just fell out. So I'm going to slip those into the middle here. And we'll see what comes out. Message about the shedding process. Okay. The Five of Wands reversed. Okay, so 5 usually has to do with conflict. And the wands have to do with our creativity, creative endeavors, and our passions. We've got Saturn over here on the card, which has to do with like restrictions. So right now there might be some restrictions around the things that we feel passionate about. There might be some conflicts in there. Maybe you've just got too many different things to choose from and you're not really sure what to do. Let's see. Oh, half a deck just came out. Okay. Maybe because I'm shuffling them under here and I need to be shuffling them. We get some... Oh my goodness. Okay, clearly something from a chunk is trying to come out. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you. That's something. Okay, and we've got the 7 of Cups. And here we've got the energy of Venus. Okay, so in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck, the Seven of Cups is someone... Oh, that's whenever you've got 7 cups to choose from in front of you, and there's like, oh my gosh, that totally confirms that, right? You've got like 7 different things to choose from out of those cups. Yeah, there we go. Okay, look, see the 7 of Cups? Traditionally, you've just got like so many choices right now, which totally confirms what I was just saying in the 5 of Wands about having so many choices. Okay. Let me see, and one more from this deck. Even though half the deck wants to fly out right now. One more. Nope. Okay. Okay. Well, which deck am I moving on to? It's one of these two. Okay. It's either this one, the Oracle deck, or this one, the Moon deck. And I think I'm feeling this Moon deck more right now. Probably the purple is standing out to me. All right. Okay, the shedding process. What are we letting go of? We have so many things to choose from. It's like so many conflicts of old beliefs coming through. All the things that other people have told you to do so far in your life, you've been choosing from them. That's been part of this conflict here, has been choosing from things that other people have wanted you to do. But now you're here with this 7 of Cups, and so you've got all of these different options to choose from, but it also has to do with your emotions now. So it's not just about doing things for the sake of practice. It's now about doing things for the sake of fulfillment. Okay? In this shedding process. What would the snake do during this shedding process? Are you sticking out? Embrace the flow of life. Full moon in Gemini. I actually question that one. Embrace the flow of life. Well, no, because it's not just about the flow, it's also about the constant change, all right? And then here with Gemini, you've got something totally double-sided, right? So like the old version and the new version. And the full moon, I mean, the full moon is illuminating not just that new, bright, shiny version of you, but it's also illuminating, you know, the old. And it's allowing you to see, like, all the wrinkles and stuff within the old and see that skin that's shedding, really, really lighting that up. Any more here about this shedding process? Okay. A few. I need all of them. Do I take all of them? Come on. I don't know if I feel drawn to one any more than the other because I'm not slowing down enough to feel. And shine. Let this new version of you out to shine. Which is interesting that the version of the Leo that comes out to shine is during the new moon, right? So you've gone through the full, we've embraced this old version of ourselves, and now the new version is coming out to shine. Assess the situation, take a reality check, and focus on the positive. That was the one that I felt like pulling out whenever I flipped through them, so I'm sticking with that. And it's interesting, you've got this like bright light coming up here. It's like you can see the sun behind the new moon, almost like you've got an eclipse coming. Okay? And that eclipse might have to do with alchemizing the old as we become the new, instead of just discarding the old instead of the new. You know, you don't just want that old full moon to move on along. No. An eclipse would be better to have both involved at the same time. Sorry. Okay. How are we shining? Okay, so many right here, but I felt like pulling them all, I guess. Okay. How can we mother ourselves during this time of change, during this time of shedding the old parts of ourselves, all right? You've really got to tend to yourself during this time. You're vulnerable as you shed the old. And take care of your inner child. That's definitely important. We've got this full moon back here. She's guarding, right? Guarding that old self. You know, if this full moon is our old self, this mother here, this star mother here, is helping to protect the old as the new comes in. All right. We've got Anna, grandmother of Jesus, again with the full moon here. Just another layer of protection, all right? Seeding the light and laying foundations for the divine plan. So we've got a mother and a grandmother. Maybe there's ancestral things going on here in this shedding of this old version, right? It's not just ourselves that we're shedding. Maybe we're shedding ancestral stuff, letting that stuff go, and then again making way for ourselves to shine through. Okay. We've got Sisterhood of the Rose, right? And what I'm really understanding in this, once again, is you're not going through this shedding alone. Many of us are going through this shedding all at once. Many of us, all right? She's got what almost looks like an eclipse behind her head here, you know, shine through. You're shining, and then she's holding the light in her hands, kind of like the light that's up there. Like that. And I'm seeing just like the triangle shape going on up here, opposing this upside down triangle that we have over here. All right. What is this one? An inner temple. It goes along right here with this, all right? In order to, well, interesting, because I know that I said that this has to do with like other people are going through the shedding at the same time, and I do believe that. But what I'm seeing now with this and this coming out together, and the triangle being in both, and so much ancestral stuff coming out over here, I would even say that tuning into the inner temple of your own heart, tuning into your own heart, into your own inner temple, is going to allow you to connect to the sisterhood, to all of the ancestors. You know, you're going to be able to connect to this line so that you can help to transmute it as you go through this shedding. This is an alchemizing process, which is exactly why the heart is important here. And we use our heart as a portal, right? And we take the old stuff and we send it through that portal, and while it's in there, we can alchemize it so that it comes out not just new, but a combination of old and new into something just never seen. Okay. Let's see. That's enough from that deck, but let's see. Now that we've got okay. All right, we're going to pull from dropped him here. Let's see. Sorry, I wanted to show pulling from this deck now. The Divine Masters. One more shuffle. Ugh, okay. All right, and let's see. As we go through this shedding process, we're turning the old into the new. What message or Divine Master is here with us? Oh my goodness, Mary Magdalene, Sacred Vessel, all of this feminine energy here. This really is like a total alchemization process of something in your ancestral line is what I'm feeling. You're the answer, be guided to your purpose. Sacred vessel, right? With being a sacred vessel here, I mean, sorry, just a minute. One of your purposes here is to alchemize this stuff, is to transform the old into the new. It is to take this stuff in your line and change it and do something completely new with it. Create yourself from this new place. Okay, anyone else? Are there any more divine masters? Actually, I'm hearing that I should read the section from the book because it might help us in this time, okay? Here we go, Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene, or Mary of Magdala, was one of the original followers of Jesus Christ. It's been recorded that she had the first vision of the risen Christ when she went to his tomb on Easter morning. And it was through this vision that he revealed to her his sacred teachings and initiated her as a teacher. See, I actually think that Mary Magdalene was his lover, his partner, his girlfriend, his sacred, his twin flame, you know, and that they did a lot together, and she was very powerful even when he was alive. It's therefore through her that a pivotal aspect of the original teachings of Christ reached the world. She was a highly clairvoyant, and it's been speculated that she was, oh my gosh, see right there, the partner, wife, and divine consort of Jesus. If Jesus was the vehicle of Christ's energy, Mary was the vehicle for the Magdalene, a powerful feminine energy that renders all beings equal and helps the world to see that the voices of the feminine are not only important, but the sacred force that can save the world from ruin. You are the answer you seek. You hold the treasure, the magic, and the mystery. Right now, you are being encouraged to recognize that you are a valuable part of the universe's plan. If you have a strong desire to share what you have learned, it's time to do so. This can be scary and sometimes overwhelming because putting yourself out there can leave you open to scrutiny. But if you're comfortable with your gifts and teachings, you hold a sacred energy that allows others to see you clearly. The light of the Magdalene is surrounding you now and encouraging you to recognize that the healing you have experienced is actually what you are here to teach. Take some time to reflect on what you have overcome and see that this experience can help many. Your personal testimony can move others and even mountains. Lean on your Creator and know that you are being called to be a vessel for the sacred. Not just a vessel for the sacred, but a vessel to alchemize the old into the new. In order to take what you've learned from these patterns and teach and share that change. Let's see. Okay, and I'm actually going to pull some more from the Egyptian Tarot deck. Well, actually, does anyone else want to come out for any other divine masters to help us in this shutting process? Vara Yogini, transcending fear. Oh, facing fear leads to fearlessness. Embrace your power. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's fantastic. So maybe part of this is that this new version of you is going to involve getting over the fear of letting down other people in your life, especially people in your family line. You know, we have to completely transcend that. And opening up our third eye can help us do that, because that can help us to, connect to the all that is there, to make connections between things that we didn't realize were connected before. And we can do that with all three open. All right. And some ending messages from the Egyptian Tarot deck. Who was just stuck in the box? Justice was stuck in the box. All right, we'll do one more shuffle. Okay. All right. Closing messages for this shedding. Messages from the snake about the process of shedding the old. I feel like most of this old that we're really, really, really having to shed, when you get down to it, isn't even our own old. Like I said, it's ancestral, it's buried inside. Oh, and here we've got landing right on top of the ancestors. Is this a 9? 9 of Cups? All right, and we've got Jupiter energy over here too, which is expanding energy. So expanding on our emotions. Let's see. 9 of Cups has to do with not, I want to say being grateful for everything that you've got, but not taking on too much of a good thing. Okay, that's interesting. All right. So you can be grateful for all of these things that you've been given from your ancestors, for all of these patterns that you do for the good things in your life, but be cautious because stepping too far into that, even, okay, so as you are trying to, I want to say, outgrow these old ways, these old systems that aren't your, or outgrow and overcome these patterns that aren't necessarily your own. Be careful, because sometimes we try to fall so far off that side of things, you try to go so far in the opposite direction that like you just end up circling back around. That's coming through right now. Let me see. I'm going to read from the book so we can find out exactly what this one means. I don't want to be wrong, but I do believe I read it just 2 days ago. And I think it came out on its side the other day as well. Okay. It says the 9 of Cups represents fulfillment of wishes and the enjoyment of life's luxuries. It calls you back to your body and into the realm of your senses. The 9 of Cups represents satisfaction and pleasure. But reversed, it still indicates that you should enjoy the good things in life, but warns of excess. Maybe you should even be like looking at times in your life where you've fallen into patterns of overindulgence and really be like conscientious and aware of that. Sometimes the excess in question isn't looked upon by others as a vice. Yeah, but you still need to take back control and choose balance. So where are we feeling out of balance? Now with that, I actually want to go back to these moon cards, okay? Because that's got to be an emotional imbalance. Where's the shedding process leaving us emotionally imbalanced? It's difficult for us to know our worth, especially whenever we are like hidden from that, because the people in our lives, especially in our families or down that line, have told us over and over again that like it's not worth stepping into this new thing that we want to do. But there's a whole new paradigm that's happening right now. Like things are changing, things are growing, and so you have to know your own inherent internal worth so that you can confidently step into this new version of yourself without being weighed down by their negative thoughts on it. Anything else coming out? Oh my, okay. I'm not, no. It's gonna be a lot. This shedding moment, open up the other deck. Sorry. This shedding moment that we are going through is going to cause a lot. But have strength. It's okay. Oh my goodness. Strength over our fears. Strength over the, like, any adversities in our life. We have the strength. Okay? We've tamed our fears, right? Here, transcending fears. We have the strength to transcend our fears. And this is Aries energy up here. So, sorry, Mars energy up here. Right? Yeah. So, Mars, oh man, you've got like whole warrior battle energy inside of you. You've definitely got the strength. And then here, let me see. She's got, is that a bird on her head? With a little crown of its own. Let me see. That's so interesting. All right, look. She's got a bird with like a little crown of its own. Anyway, she's literally toe to toe with this lion, not a problem, right? You've got the strength to go through this. You really, really do. Know your worth. You've got the strength. Closing message. Maybe that is it. You've got the strength. Okay. A bunch of stuff feels like it's about to come out. And the Nine of Wands reversed. Okay, I'm going to check the book on this one. Nine of Wands, coming to an end of the creativity. And under here, buried, if we forgot, we had the Five of Wands reversed, okay? So our creative interest, we seem to be having a little bit of issues here with our creative interest, I would say. And here we've got, what, a conflict coming at us. But, let's see, Nine of Wands reversed. Indicates that you may need to release a chip on your shoulder. Release that chip that is on your shoulder. There's no need to resent the scars you've acquired. They're beautiful reminders of how you became powerful. No more whining, making excuses, or blaming others for the place you find yourself on your path. Accept your challenges and turn them into opportunities. This will transform your perspective from perpetual victimhood to personal empowerment. Which is exactly what we are doing here, okay? Instead of playing victim to the ancestral patterns that we have been playing out for our entire lives so far, we are moving out of that. I don't even know if I can go through a whole summary of what's going on right here. That was so much. Right? It's been a conflict up until now. There have been so many different things, different people telling you the different things that you need to do with your life, all right? And now you're looking at the different cups of what to choose from for your own life. And you're following, with this Venus energy, you're following your heart to tell you what to choose from that is going to fill your cup, all right? You're going to go with the flow of life, embrace the flow of life, and following that heart energy, okay? Because whenever we go with the flow and we follow where our heart is, we can only end in joy. Now, as we're flowing, that's when we need to shine. That's when it's so important to shine, all right? Don't eclipse this old version of ourselves with the new version of ourselves, but let the new version shine in addition to it, all right? We've got, how can we mother ourselves? Star Mother and Grandmother of Jesus. So just a reminder here that these patterns that you've been playing out might not even be your own, right? These patterns that you're playing out might be ancestral. And then here we've got just this Nine of Cups, right? This excess of stuff going, or a beautiful amount of stuff going on in our lives, but it's not all ours, right? So just be careful for whenever there is. Be careful when there's too much of a good thing. But like I was saying earlier, I'm reading it almost as like, look at all of the good things that have come from these patterns that you've taken on from your ancestors, and then just like let go of the bad side of those things, almost like let go of addictive qualities and stuff like that. But that's not coming out too much in this. Almost like just focus on the expansion of the good things without letting yourself fall into their trap, right? Because then you're just going to stay stuck in this old version of yourself. In order to do that, you have to know your worth, so that you feel confident enough to shine as this new version of you and not just the old version of you. You can transcend fear, all right, and embrace your power, because you have the strength to do that. And then let go of the chip on your shoulder. Let go of whatever it is that's holding you back, that's telling you that you need to stay where you are, because it's not. You're coming to the end of that. And it's time to move on and move into this next new fantastical version of you. I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for joining.